Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we delve into Origin Story, a captivating journey through the history of the cosmos, penned by esteemed historian David Christian. This enthralling narrative begins with the Big Bang and travels across the eons to illuminate the extraordinary saga of our universe. Christian skillfully recounts how serendipitous conditions led to the formation of complex life forms, societies, and the rich tapestry of our present civilization. As we traverse from the advent of single-celled organisms to the breakthroughs of agriculture, Origin Story offers an epic tableau of our beginnings, placing humanity within the grand context of a vast and ever-evolving universe. David Christian, a renowned professor at Macquarie University in Australia, brings a formidable background to the text. Not only is he a pioneer in the field of big history, but he has also collaborated with the likes of Bill Gates to develop comprehensive educational resources that chronicle the universe's history. His work has reached wide audiences, notably through his compelling 2011 TED Talk, The History of Our World in 18 Minutes, which has garnered over 8 million views. This book is a must-read for anyone drawn to natural and human innovation, popular science aficionados, and those pondering our place within the cosmos. Join us as we explore the legacy of the world and the astonishing path it charts for the future, all within the span of 20 minutes. Origin Story, a big history of everything. Introduction, unraveling the tapestry of existence, the story of everything. Imagine embarking on a journey through time and space, where the intricate tapestry of existence unfurls before your very eyes. This is the story of everything, an epic narrative tracing the origins of the universe and the unique spot humanity has carved out within it. We'll explore the silent beginnings of the cosmos, the star-studded skies, and the inexorable evolution of life on our blue planet. As human beings have roamed the earth, we've always been captivated by the need to understand our roots. Every culture has spun its own tale to grapple with the vastness of our world and the cosmos beyond. Yet as the modern whirlwind of globalization and the explosive growth of knowledge dispels ancient myths, we now stand on the precipice of truly grasping our beginnings. This intellectual odyssey will take you from the cosmic nothingness to the birth of stars, whose spectacular lives and eventual deaths sprinkle the ingredients necessary for our existence. You'll discover how the intricate interplay between life and energy has led to momentous leaps, propelling the myriad forms of life toward greater complexity. In the chapters ahead, prepare to uncover the marvels of how celestial bodies form and how they eventually seed new realms of possibility. Find out the pivotal role of bipedalism, walking on two legs, in fostering social bonds among our ancestors, and embrace the sobering revelation that human ingenuity, while harnessing the power of agriculture and fossil fuels, now poses a precarious threat to the delicate balance of our planet. From the cosmic ballet to the symphony of life on Earth, this tale is one of transformation and transcendence. It's a narrative that is at once humbling and empowering, as it situates us within the grand scheme of nature's grandeur, while also reminding us of our responsibility towards the world we have come to dominate. Let's embark on this remarkable voyage through the history of the universe and find our place within its continuing saga. Part 1. From a cosmic spark to a universe vast and wide, embark on an extraordinary leap back in time to the very precipice of creation, a time when the narrative of our universe unfolds from the minutest of sparks into the endless cosmic expanse we know today. This critical juncture in our origin story, this first threshold, is a testament to the universe's propensity for extraordinary transformation under just the right conditions, a theme resounding throughout our cosmic history. Picture a scale finely balanced, a universe teetering on the brink of existence, awaiting the exact conditions to tip it into reality. This concept, known as Goldilocks conditions, where everything is not too hot, not too cold, but just right, is intrinsic to the tale of each pivotal transformation, with one profound exception: the Big Bang itself. The Big Bang is a riddle wrapped in a mystery, an arising of the universe from absolute nothingness 13.8 billion years ago, or as Terry Pratchett wittily encapsulated, a moment when nothing which exploded. While the precise conditions of this inception remain elusive, the after effects stand clearer as we track the universe from a state smaller than an atom, roughly comprised of a millionth, the size of a single dot over an eye. In this infant universe, energy reigns supreme, swiftly dividing into forces that sculpt the framework of reality: gravity curving the empty spaces, electromagnetism weaving the threads of attraction and repulsion. Before a second ticked by, primeval matter began to take shape, and within minutes, particles like protons and neutrons joined in an atomic dance to form the earliest nuclei. As the universe stretched out, cooling with time, it afforded a longer pause, some 380,000 years, during which electrons settled into their orchestrated paths around protons, bound by electromagnetism, giving rise to the universe's very first atoms of hydrogen and helium. This initial state, a seed containing all universe's matter and energy, set the stage for its unfaltering expansion, fueling the eventual emergence of stars, galaxies, and the immense cosmic tapestry that's ever woven. The Big Bang marks not just the start of all things, but a reflection of the universe's inherent capability for profound change, finding its path through the tumbling dice of existence. As we journey through this narrative, remember that it all began with an unimaginably small point, bursting forth into a universe that continues to grow and astound us even today. Part 2: Stellar Beginnings and Cosmic Alchemy. The Formation and Death of Stars. When we gaze up at the starlit heavens, we see a majestic panorama that seems eternal and immutable. Yet, this stellar landscape has its own origin story, unfolding about 12 billion years ago under the delicate balance of cosmic forces. In the aftermath of the Big Bang, the universe resembled a vast mist, speckled with matter. Amongst this cosmic haze, there were pockets where matter clumped together more densely, akin to thicker parts of a fog. These areas of increased density set the stage for one of the most crucial transformations in our universe: the birth of stars. Gravity, the masterful sculptor of the cosmos, exerted its influence on these denser regions, pulling atoms closer and initiating a celestial dance. As atoms collided and fused under the allure of gravitational forces, they generated heat, and with time, these embryonic clouds grew warmer and denser until they reached a feverish climax. At a blistering 10 million degrees, the heart of a matter cloud ignites a fusion reaction. Countless protons meld to form helium, and in the process, they release a fury of energy. This energy, akin to that unleashed by a hydrogen bomb, sparks an inner furnace that radiates outward, thwarting gravity's inward pull. At this moment of equilibrium, a star is born, glowing resiliently for millions or even billions of years. This cosmic spectacle didn't occur in isolation. Clusters of stars gradually bound themselves into sprawling galaxies, veritable metropolises of light dotting the celestial landscape, with our own Milky Way joining the galactic congregation, shimmering with hundreds of billions of stars. However, the narrative of the universe is as much about endings as it is about beginnings. The demise of a star is a cataclysmic affair, one that unlocks the next chapter in cosmic evolution. When a large star exhausts its nuclear fuel, gravity compresses its core with incomprehensible might, culminating in a supernova, a stellar explosion that, for an ephemeral second, rivals the light of an entire galaxy. From this fiery death throes, the crucibles of creation are forged. The supernova becomes an alchemical workshop, where most elements on the periodic table are synthesized in mere moments, later to be scattered across the cosmos. The debris from these celestial demises acts as cosmic fertilizer, seeding space with the raw materials needed for new stars, planets, and eventually, the right mixture for life. It's in this starry dust that our Earth found its genesis, shaped and nourished by the remnants of ancient stars that once blazed in the grand cosmic expanse. Part 3. Earth's Origins. The Chaotic Legacy of Stardust. Our blue planet, Earth, a rare and beautifully orchestrated symphony of elements and conditions, owes its existence to a process intrinsically tied to that of our Sun's fiery birth. The emergence of Earth, about 4.5 billion years ago, is a tale of creation born from cosmic rubble, the residual aftermath of stellar formation. The birth of stars is a grand and messy affair, leaving trails of space cluttered with chemical-laden clouds. As our Sun, the fulcrum of our solar system, lit up the void with its nuclear furnace, it left in its wake a chaotic sea of gas, dust, and ice particles. The Sun's primal outbursts expelled lighter elements like hydrogen and helium outwards, creating the conditions necessary for the divergent compositions of planets we see today. Far from the center, gas giants like Jupiter and Saturn swelled in size, rich in the lighter elements cast away by the Sun. But nearer to this stellar beacon, smaller celestial bodies began to emerge, the rocky denizens of our inner solar system. Here, planets like Earth were sculpted from materials rich with oxygen, aluminum, iron, and a host of other elements. It was a game of cosmic collisions and unions. Particles converged in their orbital paths, adhering to one another to form larger objects such as meteors. Gravity came into play, acting as an interstellar shepherd, corralling the surrounding debris with increasing force as these bodies grew. Slowly, amid the dance of impacts and gravity, planets coalesced from these materials, spinning into existence. Evidence of this tumultuous past is etched into our solar system's features. Consider Uranus with its peculiar tilt and rings, likely the legacy of a monumental crash. The moon that cradles our nights may have been born from the remnants flung out during Earth's encounter with a Mars-sized body, with the expelled matter spiraling into a halo before consolidating into our lunar companion. For centuries, humanity's gaze was fixed upon our own solar neighborhood, scarcely imagining the possibilities beyond. But in the span of the last few decades, our cosmic perspective has broadened. We now understand that planets are a common occurrence, orbiting many stars like scattered jewels across the universe's expanse. As astronomers peer deeper into the heavens, the potential for discovering life-sustaining worlds grows. Yet what conditions are necessary for life to take hold on a planet? Our quest for understanding the prerequisites for life's emergence takes us to the next turning point in our grand tale, where we examine the delicate confluence of circumstances that set the stage for the dawn of life itself on Earth. Part 4. The Cradle of Life. How Earth became a haven for the living life. That complex tapestry of organic intricacies, each thread woven by countless molecular architects within the confines of the cellular sphere. It's a system capable of harnessing energy, replicating, adapting, and evolving, all springing forth from a planet with the right mix of ingredients and conditions. But from where do the elements of life spontaneously arise? A landmark experiment in 1953, conducted by Stanley Miller at the University of Chicago, provides a glimpse into this primordial alchemy. In a setup mimicking early Earth's volcanic activity and electrical storms, Miller combined water, ammonia, and simple gases, then subjected them to heat and electric sparks. The result was a broth teeming with amino acids, the building blocks of proteins, fundamental to all life forms. Although later research suggested the early atmosphere had a different composition, the core finding was undeniable. Given the right circumstances, the seeds of life could indeed appear spontaneously. Earth itself was a cauldron of life-generating potential, stewed to perfection with a flawless blend of temperature and chemistry, a recipe written in the stars for life to flourish. But life's delicate dance on Earth isn't just about its birth. It's about the planet's capacity to maintain conditions favorable to life's continued existence. Central to Earth's life-nurturing balance is temperature regulation. A global thermostat operates in the backdrop, a ceaseless cycle of carbon captured by rainfall, sequestered deep within the planet's mantle, and occasionally burped back into the atmosphere by volcanic eruptions. This grand geological interplay acts like a swaying pendulum, calibrating Earth's climate. When carbon dioxide diminishes, cooler times ensue. When it accumulates, the globe warms. This self-regulating mechanism has maintained Earth's habitability despite the sun's intensifying radiance over billions of years. In contrast, Venus offers a blistering exhibit of what happens when the balance tips awry. Swathed in thick carbon dioxide, its searing surface stands as a testament to an overheated planet gone awry. Life, as it turns out, struck a harmonious chord on Earth. The planet's just right conditions cradled the first life forms and provided the stage for their evolutionary melody. But who were these pioneering organisms, and how did they embark on the evolutionary path? As we continue unraveling the story of life, we'll delve into the characteristics of these earliest beings and trace the threads of their evolutionary lineage. Part 5. The Dawn of Photosynthesis, Sparking Evolution's Quantum Leap. In the vast expanse of Earth's early oceans, beneath the waves and anchored to volcanic vents, thrived the first life forms, prokaryotes. These microscopic entities, small enough to be cradled in the curve of a punctuation mark, were the pioneers of life, capable of sensing and reacting to their environment. It was within these nascent forms of life that a biological revolution took shape, an innovation so profound that it would alter the course of life's history forever. This revolution came in the form of photosynthesis, the process of converting sunlight into a bounty of biological energy. Once nature found a way to capture the sun's boundless energy, there was no looking back. Prokaryotes harnessed this power, spreading across the primordial oceans, multiplying and diversifying. In this early sunlit era, the quantity of life bloomed to a staggering 10% of present-day levels. A milestone arrived about 3 billion years ago with a new form of photosynthesis, one that had a curious byproduct: oxygen. As these photosynthesizing pioneers exhaled oxygen, they unwittingly sculpted Earth's future atmosphere. Fast forward 500 million years, and the Earth witnessed a transformative event: a surge in atmospheric oxygen, setting the backdrop for the creation of the ozone layer. This layer shielded the Earth, cutting a buffer against harsh solar radiation and paving the way for the first terrestrial algae to venture onto previously barren lands. But not all life celebrated the atmospheric makeover. The oxygen was a bane to many prokaryotes, triggering a mass die-off often dramatized as the oxygen holocaust. The survivors retreated to the safety of the deep oceans, while on the surface the rising oxygen levels dovetailed with a global chill, entombing the planet in ice. This frosty period, counterintuitive as it may seem, played into Earth's masterful regulation of its climate, aided by a new caste on the evolutionary stage: eukaryotes. These oxygen-thriving organisms emerged as Earth's atmospheric custodians, their presence further steadying the global temperature. Eukaryotes brought another revolutionary twist. They introduced sexual reproduction to the biosphere. Unlike their asexual predecessors, eukaryotes mingled their genetic material with partners, ensuring a diverse genetic mix with each generation. This diversity gift wrapped an evolutionary jackpot, equipping life with a myriad of possibilities, fueling a rapid evolutionary sprint. As we delve into this remarkable shift, we witness life in a perpetual state of flux, continually exploring and exploiting new avenues of existence. Photosynthesis didn't just feed life, it fueled an evolutionary leap, allowing organisms to play with the genetic deck in new and dynamic ways, setting the stage for an explosion of life's complexity. Part 6. From Oceanic Symbiosis to Terrestrial Titans, the path to human ancestry. The stage was set, the backdrop was in place, and the script of evolution readied itself to introduce some of its most pivotal characters. Photosynthesis had seeded energy abundance. Adaptation had armed life with the tools to harness oxygen. Together, they crafted an arena where single-celled organisms could dare to dream bigger, piecing together into more sophisticated multicellular forms. The march of evolution led to the emergence of plants, which set root on land, claiming the once barren terrain with a green embrace. These ambitious botanical pioneers drew down carbon dioxide and exhaled oxygen, sculpting an atmospheric composition that reflected today's breathable air. But life on terra firma presented its own set of challenges, gravity being a formidable one. In the ocean's buoyant embrace, gravity's pull is but a gentle tug. On land, however, plants had to rise to the occasion, developing sturdy structures and intricate networks to transport water and nutrients skyward. Similarly, the terrestrial odyssey of animals called for innovation. Hearts evolved to circulate life-giving fluids, an internal tide moving in rhythm with the beats of survival. With the rise of terrestrial life, intelligence found its footing. Information processing became a key evolutionary advantage, knowing friend from foe, nourishment from poison. Strategies that favored the wily and wise began to shape the neural landscape, sculpting brains that could discern, decide, and sometimes deceive. Yet, as evolution penned the diversity of life, it was a catastrophic event that catalyzed a reshuffling of the ecological deck. 66 million years ago, the unwelcome arrival of an asteroid spelled doom for the dinosaurs, casting a shroud over the sun and draping the world in a sheet of darkness and acid rain. This cataclysmic punctuation to the age of reptilian royalty obliterated half of Earth's species, with larger beings succumbing to the scarcity of energy in the aftermath of impact. Amid this destruction, mammals, humble and often diminutive in stature, seized their moment. These tiny survivors, once shadow dwellers in a world ruled by titanic lizards, found their stage cleared. As the dust settled, they scurried, adapted, and multiplied, curating a new era where mammals diversified and dominated. At the heart of this burgeoning mammalian world were the primates, an adaptable and dexterous group. Little did they know their descendants would one day ponder the stars, pen sonnets, and unlock the story of their own origins. The path from the contented province of rodent-like mammals to the throngs of humankind began there, in a world reshaped by evolutionary fortune and an interstellar bullet made of rock and metal. Part 7. Language, the catalyst of human progress and societal evolution. Our journey through the corridors of time brings us to a creature perched on the fleeting threshold of humanity. Our tale takes a twist merely 6 million years ago, where we veered away from our primate brethren, setting our own evolutionary course. A pivotal milestone for early humans was the transition to bipedal locomotion, the art of walking on 2 feet. This evolutionary gambit, shifting away from the knuckle-dragging gait of our ancestors, had ripple effects through the fabric of our development. It reshaped our anatomy, narrowed our hips, and led to the birth of more vulnerable infants. This vulnerability fostered the bonds of parenting and community, creating a cradle for sociability. The plot thickened as Homo erectus stepped onto the scene approximately 2 million years ago, marking an age of newfound ingenuity. With tools in hand and mastery over the flame, we began to cook our food, reducing the energy required for digestion. As our digestive systems became more compact, surplus energy fed the growing demands of our brains, sparking an intellectual renaissance. Yet it's with the emergence of Homo sapiens, a mere blip in the cosmic timeline, that we witness a seismic shift. Our defining hallmark, the advent of language. Far transcending the basic signals of our animal kin, language opened a portal to unprecedented complexity in communication. It transformed the scope of what could be shared, warned, celebrated, and remembered far beyond the here and now. Chimps might signal warnings and express basic needs, but their communication pales in contrast to our linguistic prowess. Our ability to weave tales, convey abstract concepts, and relay intricate details of distant places set the stage for collective learning, a transfer of knowledge across individuals and generations. As language unlocked the dam of collective wisdom, a flood of innovation ensued. We learned to wring more from our resources, grow our tribes, and indulge in the gamut of human activities, from art to storytelling, relaxation to revelry. The population boomed from around 500,000 individuals 30,000 years ago to an astounding 5 to 6 million some 10,000 years later. Hand in hand with this population surge was a corresponding increase in our energy consumption, a testament to our growing mastery over the ecosystem around us. From the frigid expanses of Siberia to the sun-baked landscapes of Australia, we left our mark, established our communities, and reveled in the luxuries of varied diets and vibrant culture. At this crossroads in our narrative, humanity stood on the brink of a new epoch, teetering on the edge of another colossal threshold in our perpetual evolution. Part 8: The Agricultural Revolution, a New Era of Human Agency. In the vast mural of human innovation, a single technique, farming, stands out as a catalyst, sparking an unprecedented transformation in how humans interacted with their environment. This pivotal change occurred around 10,000 BCE, shifting humans from the whims of wild foraging to the directed cultivation of land. Imagine the Natufians, communities poised along the lush eastern Mediterranean, as early architects of this revolution. Their foraging lifestyle was hitting its natural limits, strained by the needs of growing populations and the spatial constraints imposed by neighboring settlements. The answer lay not in expanding their territory, but in intensifying the productivity of the land beneath their feet. Farming did not dawn as a welcome innovation. It was labor-intensive and unyielding, exacting a physical toll that is recorded in the stooped postures and worn joints of ancient farmers. Yet, propelled by necessity, farming gradually took root, reshaping the very sinews of human life and propelling us into an era of energetic dominance. Armed with the might of domesticated animals like horses, a single farmer could harness forces far beyond human capability. A horse, with its brawny frame, could plow deeper into the earth and transport heavier loads, amplifying the farmer's efforts and extending humanity's energetic reach. This newfound agricultural prowess fed growing populations, which in turn remodeled society. Villages burgeoned into towns, and towns into cities, each calling for more intricate social contracts and collective endeavors. Take the ancient Mesopotamians, nestled between the mighty rivers of the Tigris and the Euphrates. Their initial modest irrigation ditches ballooned into expansive networks of canals, necessitating vast pools of labor and sophisticated organization directed by visionary leaders. By the time 2 millennia had rolled around, Earth was home to some 200 million human beings, each living in increasingly complex societies. At the same time, technology advanced, empires rose and fell, and human impact on Earth grew ever more profound. We began to steer the pace of change toward swifter currents, laying the groundwork for the complex global society we recognize today. Part 9: The Birth of Civilization, How Agricultural Excess Unlocked Human Potential. Imagine, for a moment, the dawn of a world where securing food is no longer the sun-up to sundown struggle it once was. This turning point in history, enabled by the evolution of farming practices, meant communities didn't just survive, they thrived. The revolutionary concept of surplus, the excess bounty harvested from the Earth's soil, ushered in an era of profound societal transformation. This bounty resulted in more than just plentiful stores of grain and produce. It cultivated an abundance of time and labor. Communities quickly learned that not every hand needed to toil the soil. Enter the age of specialization, a time when the division of labor became humanity's most versatile tool. The earthen fragments left by our ancestors tell a vivid tale of this shift. In the cradle of civilization, Mesopotamia, the humble pot begins as a functional, individually crafted vessel. Fast forward a few millennia, and archaeological digs reveal the remnants of mass pottery production, with uniform bowls and plates churned out in bulk, destined for trade across vast expanses. As farmers churned out surplus crops, a plethora of professions emerged to occupy the hands and minds of those freed from the fields. A snapshot from 5,000 years ago in Uruk, considered among the world's earliest cities, paints a picture of societal complexity, with kings, priests, artisans, and entertainers filling the vibrant urban landscape. With increased specialization came greater societal cohesion and expansion. The concept of infrastructure gained ground as rulers laid down roads to connect their burgeoning cities. Notable among these was the Royal Road, stretching from the heart of Persia to the shores of the Mediterranean. A marvel of the ancient world, this thoroughfare boasted a systematic network of couriers, drastically reducing communication and trade times. This newfound fluidity in movement and commerce marked a significant transition for humankind. As the wheels of trade and exchange spun with increasing speed and efficiency, we set the stage for an increasingly interconnected society. It was a world poised on the precipice of boundless potential, where the exchange of goods, ideas, and knowledge would soon interlace the farthest reaches of the inhabited planet. Part 10. Setting the stage for a global renaissance, exploration, fossil fuels, and the acceleration of progress. By the time Columbus's sails pierced the horizon's edge, the world was on the cusp of a transformation, the likes of which had never been seen. The exchange of ideas, catalyzed by the intermingling of cultures and the zeal for exploration, laid down the early tracks for the express train of human advancement. The spread of agriculture took millennia. Now, the spirit of discovery was shrinking the globe at an unprecedented pace. As the world opened up, an intellectual renaissance blossomed. Vital information traversed continents, enabling great minds like Sir Isaac Newton to leverage data collected from disparate corners of the globe. Insights from Parisian pendulums to African astronomy coalesced to underpin theories that would fasten the very laws of nature into the human lexicon. Yet, amid this milieu of idea exchange, another revolution was quietly brewing, one that would again pivot the axis of human progress: the harnessing of fossil fuel energy. This dense store of ancient sunlight packaged within the Earth's crust showered societies with a wealth of power well beyond what agriculture could yield. England found itself at the forefront of this energetic windfall. By the dawn of the 1700s, coal, not wood, was its dominant energy source, a transformation that stoked the engines of industry and change. It was the ingenuity of engineers like James Watt and his steam engine that brought this mineral bounty to its full potential, propelling industries and infrastructure into a new epoch. Coal extraction exploded, enemy fleets fell to the daunting force of steam-powered gunships, and Britain's global influence surged. The 19th century saw coal morph into electricity, turning night into day and silence into bustling communication. The age of the telegram, arriving on the heels of the Industrial Revolution, catapulted human communication from the slow trot of horseback messengers to the instantaneous flicker of electric signals. As with any profound technological leap, the landscape of human interaction, trade, and the exchange of knowledge was forever altered. Each stride in communication and energy brought us closer, knitting a web of interconnectedness that would one day span the entire globe. As we stood on the advent of the 20th century, the future shimmered with the promise of endless innovation, a world where distance was no barrier and the combined potential of humankind seemed within our collective grasp. Part 11. The Age of Humankind, Our Unprecedented Impact on Earth. Beneath the celestial sprawl, through eons of change and chance, Earth has welcomed an age unlike any before. an epoch marked not by the slow grind of geological forces, nor the meteoric crash of cosmic bodies, but by the ascendancy of one species, humans. We stand at the helm of an era sculpted by our own hands, the Anthropocene, the epoch of humanity. Since the mid-20th century, our species has witnessed an explosion of economic activity, fueled by fossil fuels and a parade of technological advances. Agriculture, long the backbone of human survival, transformed with the synthesis of nitrogen-based fertilizers, catapulting our ability to feed billions more. The world population has ballooned within a single lifetime, from 2.5 billion in the 1950s to over 7.5 billion today. The very tapestry of human existence has been rewoven. Chores that once defined our daily existence have receded into the background, giving way to life in cities crafted from steel, glass, and concrete. Yet, as the Anthropocene unfolds, the light of progress casts long shadows. Wealth and power have accumulated in pockets, leaving stark inequalities. Today, millions continue to live under the yoke of modern slavery, and the chasm between the world's haves and have-nots yawns wide. The toll on Earth's biodiversity is staggering, a cascade of extinctions that whispers of a world slipping away through our fingers. The wane of wildness is echoed in the plight of our kin, the primates, as they teeter on the edge of oblivion. But it's perhaps the specter of climate change that looms largest on this horizon. Our relentless outpouring of carbon dioxide disrupts the very systems that sustain the planet's equilibrium. Predictive models are clear. Left unchecked, the ramping greenhouse effect will redraw coastlines, unsettle agriculture, and unleash a fury of weather extremes. The currents of the Anthropocene are swift and strong, carrying with them the power to mold the planet. In this epoch of our own making, we've seen the breadth of human ingenuity and the depth of our impact. Our actions now steer more than just our fate. They guide the future of a world in which we are inextricably intertwined. As stewards of this earth, our choices will shape the legacy of the Anthropocene and define the world we pass on to generations yet to come. Part 12. Shaping Tomorrow. Navigating the uncharted future of our planet. As we cast our gaze into the depths of time, a question looms. What will become of our beloved Earth? The cosmos operates on scales of time that dwarf our mortal epochs. In the grand cosmic narrative, the Earth's destiny is to one day face sterility and ultimately be consumed by the inflating sun. But this is the tale of a distant eon. For now, it is our decisions that sculpt the immediate canvas of our world's future. Humanity's story is one of ever-increasing speed, a relentless surge towards an uncertain horizon. The upcoming chapters, those shaped by our actions in the next few decades, carry profound implications for the fate of humanity and the natural world for millennia to come. Institutes like the Stockholm Resilience Center chart the course of our planetary voyage, outlining planetary boundaries beyond which lies a tempestuous sea. Biodiversity loss and climate change emerge as treacherous waters where crossing the line could forsake our prospects for enduring sustainability. Alarmingly, our compass already spins erratically. The safe haven for biodiversity is in our wake, and the frontiers of climate change loom ever closer. Yet, even amid these dire straits, a vision of a more hopeful future shimmers. It is a future that echoes the musings of 19th-century philosopher John Stuart Mill, envisioning an existence not bound to the Sisyphean pursuit of economic expansion, but rather finding solace in the tranquility of balanced and sustainable living. Could we be on the cusp of such an epoch? An era where humanity, having reached a new plateau of understanding and complexity, emulates Earth's own intricate equilibrium? The raw materials for this future are within reach. A consensus has crystallized among the scientific community, crystallizing in pacts like the Paris Climate Agreement, recognizing our duty to shepherd the Earth through its Anthropocene chapter. What we encounter is not a deficit of knowledge, but a scarcity of resolve. A multitude of voices cast doubts upon the signs that beckon for urgent change. Political cycles ebb and flow with the tide of immediate needs, frequently obscuring the distant horizon of collective well-being. Nations grapple with the tension between domestic priorities and the call to a greater global commonwealth. Nevertheless, the aspiration for a sustainable future remains a beacon worth sailing toward. It is the hope of a human society enduring through the epochs, carving its legacy into the vast expanse of time. The choices we make today promise to ripple across the centuries, whispering of who we are and what we might yet become. In the intricate dance of existence, humanity is but a single step, a step that, with care and foresight, can lead to a flourishing legacy for our kind and all who share this celestial home. Final summary. Our tale is nothing short of a cosmic saga, an intricate narrative that unfolds across eons, spiraling from the grandest scales of stars and galaxies to the intertwined destinies of Earth and humankind. At every turn, the theme of increasing complexity prevails, a steady cadence underpinning the existence of all things, from celestial bodies to the teeming web of life. This story recounts the transition from the vast emptiness of space to the radiant birth of stars, which, through their life and death, seeded the potential for complexity. In the briny depths of ancient Earth, life began its tentative dance, harnessing the energy of the sun through photosynthesis, evolving, diversifying, and eventually crawling across the threshold onto land. Humanity enters this grand tale as a young species, yet one whose impact has become disproportionately monumental. Over millions of years, our ancestors broke free from the tree of primate evolution, embarking on a path that led to innovation, societal development, and a mastery over the natural world unparalleled in Earth's history. In a few hundred dizzying years, change has cascaded with such velocity that the present day teeters on the edge of singularity. Our civilizations, bound by the interconnectivity of globalization and the might of technological prowess, wield the power to steer the course of our planet's future. As we live out the chapters of our modern epoch, our collective actions sketch the lines of what's to come. We are the architects of the Anthropocene, the bearers of an opportunity to foster a world of balance, harmony, and enduring stability. The responsibility to shape a viable future rests in our hands, guided by wisdom, stewardship, and a deep-seated recognition of our place within the vast universe from which our incredible journey commenced. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.